RHONJ Dolores Catania ready to kick this drug. RHONJ star Dolores Catania has confessed that she is ready to kick this particular drug. This comes on the heels of Dolores allegedly being asked back for season 15 amid a speculated reboot. So what is Dolores up to personally that is causing her to make some major lifestyle changes? Keep reading for more details. Dolores Catania ready to kick this drug. Since season 7 of RHONJ, Dolores Catania has been a staple of the hit Bravo reality series. Some fans have struggled with her allegiance to OG Teresa Giudice and how hard she rides for her. There is also the issue of her being very Switzerland and playing both sides of the field. Dolores can be friends with everyone but also vicious at the same time. One never knows where she is coming from and where her loyalty stands, which can be off-putting. At the end of season 14, she arranged a dinner for all of the ladies which ended in disaster, and they could not even have a reunion. However, she has been quite happy in her personal life. Dolores has been dating her boyfriend, Paulie Cano, but he had yet to finalize his divorce despite claiming he wanted to make her his wife. Fortunately, he just legally ended his marriage so they can move forward. At the same time, Dolores and her man embarked on a weight loss journey and used the weight loss drug, Ozempic. He dropped 60 pounds and she lost 20, with her being very open and honest. According to People, it drastically changed their lives. As for Dolores, she had to defend her decision to jump on the Ozempic bandwagon. The drug is typically used to treat diabetes, but she maintains she had other health issues. However, the mother of two feels that the time is right for her to kick her habit, or at the very least, drop her dosage down. Why stop now? According to the Trader star, she does not have to get off of Ozempic if she is not ready or does not want to. Dolores Catania explained that the doctors have stated there's nothing wrong with her staying on it if she chooses to do so. However, she cannot express how vital it is that anyone who is considering using a weight loss drug must go to a certified doctor. There is a lot of research that needs to be done, and it is the only way for it to be done correctly. She is also an advocate of not judging anyone for using Ozempic. This is a decision made between them and their doctor who knows them best. Time will tell if she will ultimately decide to kick it or keep it. The lights of Atlanta had long been a stage for Kim Zolciak, but now they were a flashing reminder of the chaos she had left in her wake. The reality TV star turned socialite had spent years basking in the glory of her fame, spinning drama into gold, and crafting an empire from wigs, wine, and witty one-liners. But as debts piled up, relationships frayed, and the walls of her glamorous world crumbled, she found herself faced with the unthinkable running. Kroy Biermann, once her knight in shining football gear, had filed for divorce again. The once happy couple had already been through a whirlwind of legal battles, financial turmoil, and reconciliations that never seemed to last. The word on the street was that Kim had fled the county, disappearing into the night like a socialite turned fugitive, leaving Kroy behind to pick up the pieces. The Great Escape. It wasn't a grand exit, not the kind she had once envisioned for herself. Champagne in hand, luxury bags in tow, off to some European paradise. No, this was something out of a crime thriller. A hastily packed bag, a burner phone, and a rental car that wasn't nearly as luxurious as what she was used to. She had always known how to make an exit, but this wasn't just about leaving a party early to avoid the press. This was survival. Kim had spent years flaunting wealth that, in reality, was as fragile as a house of cards. The Birkin bags, the custom wigs, the designer clothes, it had all been on borrowed time and borrowed money. Now the debt collectors were closing in, lawsuits loomed, and Kroy had had enough. He had tried to hold things together, but even the strongest foundations crack under the weight of financial ruin and emotional exhaustion. She couldn't stay and watch it all fall apart. She had to leave before she was forced to confront what she had been avoiding for years. Accountability. Kroy's breaking point. For Kroy, this was the last straw. The former NFL player had given his all to their marriage, their family, and their image. But love alone couldn't fix financial disaster, nor could it erase the emotional toll of constant battles. Filing for divorce once had been painful. Filing again was a resignation to reality. He had hoped, naively perhaps, that they could work through it. That the over-the-top fights, the empty bank accounts, the constant need to keep up appearances, could somehow be managed. But Kim's disappearance was a slap in the face. He was left holding the legal baggage once again, forced to file for divorce in her absence, proving to the courts that he was serious this time. The whispers started almost immediately. Where had she gone? Why now? Was she running from debt, the law, or just the crumbling facade of her carefully curated life? It wasn't long before the media picked up the scent, turning the saga into a full-blown spectacle. The rumors began. Speculation ran wild. Some claimed she had fled to a secret hideaway, tucked away in the Hollywood Hills, hiding out with old reality TV connections. Others suggested she had left the country entirely, heading somewhere with no extradition treaties, living off whatever cash she could scrape together. The more dramatic theories painted her as a woman on the run from more than just financial ruin. Some whispered about hidden assets, offshore accounts, even an elaborate scheme to fake bankruptcy and disappear. None of it could be proven, but in the world Kim had built, perception was just as powerful as reality. Meanwhile, Croy was left to deal with the fallout. He had already sold off their belongings, cars, jewelry, anything to keep afloat, but the debt was insurmountable. Filing for divorce again wasn't just an emotional decision, it was a financial necessity. He needed to separate himself legally to prove to creditors that he wasn't responsible for the chaos Kim had left behind. The reckoning. Days turned into weeks, and still there was no sign of Kim. Paparazzi staked out airports, hotels, and luxury resorts, hoping for a glimpse of the reality star who had seemingly vanished. Social media sleuths dissected her last online posts, searching for clues in cryptic captions and filtered selfies. And then, just as suddenly as she had disappeared, she reemerged. A grainy photo surfaced. Kim, sunglasses on, head down, stepping off a plane in Miami. Had she been hiding out? Negotiating some kind of deal? Running from something bigger than just Croy and creditors? No one knew for sure. But one thing was certain, the drama wasn't over. Croy's legal team moved quickly, ensuring that the new filing stuck this time. There would be no last-minute reconciliations, no empty promises to work things out. The fairy tale had ended long ago, and now it was time for the final chapter. The final curtain call. Kim had always thrived in the spotlight, but now the glare was too harsh. The carefully curated persona, the extravagant lifestyle, the belief that she could charm or talk her way out of anything, it had all caught up with her. She was no longer just a reality star. She was a cautionary tale. Croy, on the other hand, was left to rebuild. He had lost so much: money, time, love, but there was a strange sense of relief in knowing that the cycle was finally broken. He could move on, even if it meant starting from scratch. As for Kim, her next move remained uncertain. Would she attempt a comeback, sell her story, find another wealthy benefactor to keep up the illusion? Only time would tell. But one thing was for sure. This was a script even Hollywood couldn't have written. And for the first time in her life, Kim Zolciak was no longer in control of the narrative.